Hey there, thrill seekers and story aficionados. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, buckle up because you're in for a ride. We dive deep into the unsettling corners of existence, and today's story? It's one that might just make you double-check the locks and listen a little closer to the woods outside your window. If you're already feeling that spine tingle, imagine what's coming. And if you love this kind of chilling narrative, hit that like button and definitely subscribe so you never miss a descent into the darkness. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. Speaking of next, let's get into the story that begins with the simple desire for escape and unravels into a fight for survival against the unimaginable. It never began with a grand plan, no dramatic declaration of leaving it all behind. It was simpler than that, really. My grandfather's cabin, nestled deep within the sprawling pinewood timberland, was supposed to be my sanctuary, a place for brief escapes. Hunting in the crisp autumn air, gathering wood that smelled of the forest itself, living in rhythm with nature for weeks at a time, that was the initial draw. But weeks blurred into months. Civilization began to feel like a distant echo. My phone, more often off than on, became a relic of a life I was slowly leaving behind. The city's clamor was replaced by the hawk's cry, the traffic's roar by the whisper of leaves. Simplicity reigned supreme. Each morning, the towering trees were my only neighbors, silent witnesses to my solitary life. Once a month, the ritual trip. The old pickup, a rumble of aging metal, would navigate the unpaved log roads for an hour until the main highway appeared, a black ribbon leading to a small town. Groceries, toiletries, the essentials replenished. Hides and venison from my hunts, bartered for supplies. Routine was the backbone of this life. Early to town, errands done by lunch, home by sunset. Predictable, peaceful. Never, not once, did it cross my mind that one of these routine trips would be my last glimpse of the world as I knew it. That I would return from my errands to a reality fractured, teetering on the edge of something indescribable. Something that would turn my peaceful haven into a place I no longer recognized. The day the world tilted was a postcard-perfect autumn day. Crisp air, a gentle wind whispering through the tall pines. Dawn painted the sky as I loaded my pickup, carefully folded animal skins laid flat in the truck bed, a small cooler filled with fresh venison secured beside them. A tune hummed on my lips as the truck rattled down the winding dirt path. A wave to the occasional deer, unfazed by my presence unless I carried a rifle. But that morning, the forest felt different, tense. A lone coyote darted away, ears pinned back in fear. Ravens circled overhead, their calls sounding less like songs and more like ominous pronouncements. I shrugged it off. Weather, maybe. Just a shift in the atmosphere. Town was just a few hours away. Parked by the small grocery store on Main Street, the familiar routine began. Pelts dropped off at the trading post, a brief chat with the owner who always grumbled about the non-existent tourists. Then, the diner, a classic late breakfast haven. Inside, a flickering television above the counter caught my eye. Static crackled across the screen. The bartender, fiddling with the remote, sighed. Cable's been acting strange all morning. Storm system messing with the signal, maybe. A glance at the sky, cloudy, but not threatening. Weather here must change fast, I thought. Sipping coffee, I strained to catch snippets of the newscast through the static. Unidentified infection in a major city downstate. Closed captions flickered. Authorities are investigating a sudden outbreak of. Then, the screen dissolved back into snow. Curiosity piqued, but I dismissed it. Fleeting regional alert, probably. No one in the diner seemed particularly alarmed. A few grumbled about sensational news. A farmer beside me rolled his eyes, turning away from the screen. Every year it's something new. First it's the flu, then something else. I nodded politely, but a cold prickle at the base of my neck told me this felt different. Breakfast finished, I drove to the feed store for supplies. Loading the pickup, the town's outdoor emergency sirens wailed. Frozen, heart pounding against my ribs. Only heard those once before. A test, years ago. Sharp, urgent, echoing off the low buildings. Residents emerged from porches, craning necks in confusion. Dogs barked, children pointed skyward. Then, a collective buzz, every phone in the vicinity vibrating. Mine in my coat pocket. An eerie hush fell as everyone checked their devices. Emergency alert system, the message blared. The governor's office has declared a state of emergency due to an unknown infection outbreak. Citizens are required to follow quarantine protocols. Avoid contact with infected individuals. More information will be provided by local authorities. My mind spun. Reclusive life, state of emergency, surreal. Then, the droning broadcast on local radio stations. Beep, beep, beep. A stern recorded voice. This is the emergency alert system. The state is under a mandatory quarantine due to an emergent contagion. Do not travel. Remain indoors and await official instructions. Anyone outside designated zones must shelter immediately. Panic rippled through the town. Frantic whispers overlapped. What does this mean? Barricade our homes? Infection like this? No clarity, just escalating tension. Neighbors rushed to vehicles. Others locked themselves in stores, phones glued to ears. Home. I had to get home. Cabin deep in the forest. Isolation. Salvation. Supplies, enough for a while, but an extended quarantine? Dashing back into the grocery store, I grabbed canned goods, dried meat, anything non-perishable. The store manager, grim-faced, waved me through without question. He understood. Fend for ourselves, at least for now. Overhearing snippets of panicked conversations. Research facility nearby, spreads through bites. Sheriff's office, telling people to stay inside. Pulse hammering. Sirens flared again. Truck. Gotta move. Weaving through town, past people in shock, desperation etched on faces. Drive home felt agonizingly slow. Region locking down. Edge of town. Roadblocks. Local deputies, National Guard. Uniforms dusty, eyes wide, lost. Quarantine perimeter. Cabin outside, remote. Safety? Barricade. Guard signaled me to stop. Identification, address. Off-grid, supplies, town trip, explanation tumbled out. Guard glanced at the truck bed, crates of food. You sure you want to leave the quarantine zone? Brow furrowed. We don't know what's out there. Safe at my cabin, I replied. Miles from anyone. Less chance of infection. Conflicted look. Silent deliberation. Then, a tired nod, waved me through. Beyond the barricade, emptiness. No other cars. Unnerving hush. Gravel crunching under tires, only sound. Mile out. Radio. Details. Static. Droning beep. Fragments of message, repeating. Emergency. Unknown infection. Mandatory quarantine. Avoid close contact. Severe aggression. Official updates. Another reality. Each mile deeper into the forest. Buildings replaced by towering pines, thick brush. Old logging road. Home. Something odd. Forest unusually quiet. No birdsong. Wind died to a whisper. Anxiety prickled skin. Drive slower. Scanning tree lean. Anything. Unusual. Cabin. Dusk. Sun dipping behind conifers. Dusky shadows. Hustle. Unload supplies. Rifle slung over shoulder. Just in case. Forest. Unsettlingly silent. Nerves. Just nerves. Plan. Write it out. Isolation. Radio. State instructions. Dangerous outbreak. Isolation. Best advantage. First 2 days. Odd calm. Chopwood. Organize food. Battery radio. Emergency alert system. Quarantine. No specifics on infection. Severe aggression. Spreading fast. National Guard roadblocks. Rumors. Animals infected. No official confirmation. Dire warnings. Repeated. Emergency alert system. Remain indoors. Maintain distance. Report unusual behavior. Beeping tone. Stomach twisting. Dusk. Sky fiery red. Nature sensing tension? Wood stove. Hunting manual. Distract from fear. Civilization collapsing outside sanctuary. Third evening. Strange sound. Boiling water for coffee. Low moan. Tree line. Wind? No. Again. Long, wavering, injured animal sound. Flashlight. Porch. Listen. Moon faded. Crickets chirping. Inside. Unshakable feeling, something out there, help or pain. Next morning, footprints. Around property. Human. Woods edge to cabin side, vanished near boulder outcrop. Heart thumped. Not fresh tracks, but someone close. Watching? Why no knock? Rest of day on edge. Perimeter check. Generator secure. Rifle arms reach. Night. Emergency broadcast. Radio. Moaning again. Closer. Porch light. Cold beam. Trees. Nothing. Call out? Warnings. Aggressive infection. Risk. Locked door. Quiet. Fourth day. Dawn. Hauling firewood. Movement. Tree lean. Man hunched. Tattered clothes. Disheveled hair. Injured? Exhausted? Hello? Are you all right? Twitched at voice. No answer. Slowly turned. Wildness in eyes. Mumbled. Shuffled forward. Gut cautious. Rifle slung. Not pointing. Mumbled again. Words. Got them town. I hid. Staggered. Almost collapsed. Instinct. Help. Fear. Infection. Radio. Avoid contact. Rifle against porch wall. Less threatening stance. Water. Inside. Canteen. Returned. Man frozen. Porch. Erratic gasps. Gently. Canteen held out. Snatched. Trembling hands. Shaky gulps. Better view. Dark stain on sleeve. Dried blood. Tattered jeans. Mud. Debris. Acrid. Sweaty smell. Running for days. Breaths heavy. Explaining. I came from next county. Outbreak. Spread so fast. People. Changed. Attacked. Escaped. Woods hide. Didn't think. Anyone else. Chill. Truth. Infection worse than broadcasts. Aggression. Broadcast said. This sounded beyond. Hurt. Shook head. Winced. Gripping side. Bruised. Ran into fence. Getting away from. Halted. Eyes darting. Terrible memory. Mind raced. Seen animals strange? Yes. Whisper. Deer. Weren't right. Foaming. Stumbling. Fast. Government. Infection jumped to wildlife. Stomach clenched. Forest. Teeming life. Infected? Nowhere safe. Told man. Brent. Name. Porch rest. Careful. Physical distance. Bulletins. Minimal contact. Safer with space. Nodded. Drained. Blanket. Rations. Sleep under canopy. Fire pit. Radio. Ominous EAS. Emergency alert system. Infection continues to spread. Safe location. Do not leave. Unusual animal behavior. Contact authorities. Quarantine mandatory. Await further instructions. Static. Unconfirmed rumors. Rescue overwhelmed. Supplies. Shelters thin. National Guard stretched. Dread thickened. Send Bren away. Traveled far. No options. Tenuous arrangement. Next days. Chores. Firewood. Window reinforce. Brent outside mostly. Unkind. Fear. Carrier. Transform. Horrifying. Forest changed. Quiet undergrowth. Water. Stream. Deer carcass. Strange marks. Legs. Flesh around mouth. Unnatural. Brent pale. Hurry away. Lingering. Risk. Evening. Sirens. Faint. Present. Wind. Far beyond trees. Handheld radio. New alert. Infection may have crossed into multiple wildlife species. All citizens instructed to remain vigilant. Reports sightings of abnormal animal or human behavior. Nervous look. Brent. Same story in eyes. Alone. No rescue. Watch schedule. Overnight. First shift. Tree line. Binoculars. Brent rest. Moon rose. Pale light. Pines. Long shadows. Ground. Every rustle. Heart jump. Rifle tight. Hunted in harsher conditions. Different. What hunting? What hunting me? Midnight. Coyotes howled. Distant calls. Comforting usually. Natural cycle. This time, strange resonance. Animals unnerved. Breath caught. Howls changed. High-pitched yips. Snarls. Frantic scuffling. Deeper forest. Silence. High alert till dawn. Exhausted, eyes open. Next day's blurred. Deepening dread. EAS messages. Minor updates. Infection spreading. Rural clusters identified, quarantine intensified. Roads destroyed, travel prevention, towns isolated. Calls for help, radio channels. Please, trapped, static, everywhere. Need, static, slow unraveling of civilization. Cabin, secluded safety. Safety, tenuous. Forest ventures, snares, plants, sensed eyes. Branches snapped, behind me, turned, nothing. Brent's condition improved physically. No fever, no infected wounds. Mental state deteriorated. Stare into distance, hours. Flinched at noise. Muttered, infected in city. Not human anymore. Perimeter check, more footprints. Larger, multiple individuals. Stream. Recent. Evening. Hushed voices. Forest. Other survivors. Comfort? No. Desperate. Infected. Complication. Brent, I stay put. Enough food a while. Leaving, risk worse. Strangers encountered? Distance. Questions. Trustworthy. Uninfected. Cabin. Grim life. Fear overshadowed everything. Sixth evening, Brent's arrival. Sirens. Faint. Unmistakable. New voice, radio. Urgent. Clipped. State-level broadcast. Numerous reports of infected wildlife attacking humans. Rural, forested areas. Relocate to designated quarantine zones. Relocation impossible. Reinforce shelter. Food sealed. Avoid confronting infected animals. Radio down. Mind spinning. Quarantine zone, impossible. Turned away, stuck on roads. Overwhelmed zones, EAS earlier. Brent, worried look. Deeper fortifications. Trench, cabin perimeter. Medieval logic. Plan that night. Barely slept. Sharpened stakes, perimeter. Wooden planks, old shed, barricades. Forest unervingly quiet. Waiting off guard. Radio bulletin, replaying. Infected wildlife attacking humans. Forest refuge, battleground. Shudder. Survival skills, knowledge, woods, hunt, track. But track something lurking everywhere? No normal behavior patterns? Midnight. Confrontation. Dreaded. Brent watch. I attempted sleep. Shout, Brent. Panic voice. Jolted up. Rifle, barreled out. What is it? Hissed, racing heart. Motioned, tree lean. Shadowy figures, pines. Darkness, eyes adjust. Low growls, rustling. Something almost human. Half moan, half snarl. Stomach twisted. Infected animals? People? Both. Hunkered barricade, flashlights. Beam, distant figure. Hunched shape, slack arms, sides. No sound initially. Blank intensity stare. Face, indistinct, distance. Another shape appeared behind. Lurching, upright struggle. Alarm, Brent, I whispered. What to do? Approach cabin? Infected? Lights, noise draw them. Mind racing, EAS warnings, aggression. Low moan again. Same sound, plague nights. Held breath. Minute ticked. 2. Shapes shifted, confused. Twig snapped, foot. Shuffled farther, tree lean, away from us. Disappeared, darkness. Alert rest of night. Adrenaline surge, no sleep. Morning, exhausted, relieved, figures no attack. Next day, ventured out, investigate figures. Brent close, rifle ready. Broken branches, indistinct footprints, soft earth. Streaks, dark residue, rock. Origin, unsure. Quickly retreated. Risking further exposure, just for answers, not worth it. Situation, precarious. Brent's nerves, shot. Mine, not much better. Sirens echoed. Emergency alert system crackled, stiffened. Terrible news fear. Each new broadcast, authorities lost control. Stay where you are. Rescue halted, rerouted. Transmissions hinted. Infection mutating faster than study. Routine, stick to it. Gather water, snares, scavenge edible plants. Game vanished. Deer, rabbits, squirrels, fled, disappeared. Emptier forest ever known. Distant scurrying, rarely saw wildlife directly. Ecosystem, holding breath. Days crawled. Struggle, vigilant. Twice, shadows, woods, night. Never ventured close enough, faces show. Tension, unbearable pitch. Brent confided, nightmares. Infected animals, glowing eyes, moonlight. Silent crowd, clearing edge, waiting, step outside. Week and a half, initial siren. Woke, strange crackle radio. Usually, loop cautionary messages. This time, new voice. Ragged fatigue. This is the governor's office. Urgent update. Spread infection. Escalated beyond previous estimates. Advise all citizens remain in place. Cannot provide timeline. Quarantine measures lifted, reports indicate. Infection widespread, multiple counties. Local authorities may no longer be able to respond. Emergencies, hear this. Do not attempt travel. Urban centers, extreme caution. Continue broadcast. Long as possible. Then, static swallowed rest. Broadcast repeated, couple times. Station silent. Flip channels. Equally quiet. Even EAS beep, gone. Insides lurched. Lifeline gone. Brent, porch steps, drawn face. Shaky smile, trying reassure both of us. Still have each other, survive out here. We'll manage, Forrest will provide. Deep down questioned. Forrest, ally still? Battleground infected? Day 15, sirens. Woke, distant helicopter sound. Faint, unmistakable. Chopping stillness, early morning. Heart soared. Rescue? Military recon? Rushed out. Brent, scanning sky. Canopy thick, visibility limited. Noise drifted away quickly. Real? Illusion, desperate minds? Kept watch, clearing. Helicopter return? Instead, dreadful moaning, deeper woods. This time, moan rose, disconcerting wail, silent. Run inside, locked door, wanted. Curiosity, concern wrestled caution. Wait another day or two. Renewed radio transmission, second helicopter pass? Neither came. Hours dragged. Possibility, overrun place. If not already. Supplies, okay. Need water soon. More meat. 2 men, survive indefinitely, single cabin stockpile? No matter how well planned. Night. Everything came to a head. Never forget. Late. 2 a.m. Tossing bed, half awake. Wind picked up, pines creaked. State emergency sirens screamed again. Louder, more frantic. Their wail reverberated. Hills. Final clarion call. Bolted upright, adrenaline. Brent burst in. They're back. Hissed, trembling voice. Peered window. Shadows flickered, trailing. Several figures, lurching closer. Some 2 legs, others low ground, almost bestial. Rifle, flimsy shield, unknown advancing from darkness. Growls, raspy breaths. Figure broke cover, trees, staggered clearing, moonlight. Clothes torn, stiff, unnatural jerks. Another figure scuttled, all fours, animal posture, twisted. Could hardly breathe. Brent reached barricade. Before brace door, frantic scratching, walls. Something outside. Scraping, moaning, testing defenses. Sirens droned, distance. Not warning. Dirge, everything once new. Both stood ground, heartbeats thunder, muscles tensed, waiting assault. Then, suddenly, scratching stopped. Moaning figures retreated, darkness, guttural snarls. Sirens wailed once more. Then, silent. Forest, holding breath. Suffocating stillness. Final stage, nightmare, begun. Endured rest night, feverish haze, fear. Neither slept. First light. Ventured outside, survey damage. Barricades, scratched, splintered, held. Muddy footprints, some human, disturbingly animalistic, leading away, pines. No more radio updates. No more sirens. Ghostly hush. Brent, weary looks. What do we do now? Hollow voice. We survive, I managed. Unsure how. Pulled 2 directions. Gather supplies, flee deeper wilderness. Remote place, even infected wildlife. Wouldn't reach? Stay put. Fortify cabin. Hope rescue. Infection burnout. Gentle breeze rustled pines. Damp earth scent. Something else, acrid. Moment felt like threshold. Stepping forward, change everything forever. Swirling questions, uncertainties. One thing, no going back to normal. World new, shifted. Quarantine protocols, unknown infections, primal fear. Brent, porch. Ration supplies plan. Stream check, fresh water, last time. Stay or move further north, discuss. Brent packed gear. Clicked radio, final desperate attempt, signal. Nothing but static. Though, faint scraps words? Imagination? Prepared leave cabin, water run. I scan tree lane. Once more. Forest, quiet, silent, ancient. Felt sure at watching. Teeming infected secrets, lurking danger. Cabin, sanctuary once. Now every shadow, towering pines, filled unease. Wish could say neat conclusion. Triumphant, tragic final note. No easy resolution here. Brent, impossible decision. Stay, brace another assault. Take chances, trek deeper, uncharted wilderness. Stay, overrun maybe. Leave, encounter infection elsewhere, maybe greater numbers. Final moments, stepped off porch. Caught sight movement, forest edge. Just flicker motion. Gone too quickly, decipher. Survivor? Infected deer? Something worse? Old comforting pine smell, crisp morning air. Tinged electric anticipation. Everything poised, razor's edge. Without radio signal, sirens guide us. All remained, will to survive. Heart pounded. First steps away cabin. Right call? Still don't know. Even now, record words, battered journal. Distant echoes, forest. Footsteps, fallen leaves. Wind? Impossible certain. One thing clear. Whatever stalking woods. Infected, otherwise. Not finished with us. No guarantee another sunrise without looking over shoulders. Emergency alerts, faded. Government quarantine protocols, memory. Unknown infection, roams free. Changing everything touches. Part of me still hopes rescue, explanation. Hope dwindles, each passing day. All I can do. Move forward. Rifle hand, eye scanning tree lane, heart pounding chest. Listening next impossible sound. World turned upside down. Beyond that, story remains unwritten. Forest holds secrets. Hush between sirens. Maybe one day, learn truth. Until then, keep walking. Leaving only words behind. Whoever might find them. Out there reading this, remember, stay quiet, stay vigilant, trust nothing, not even silence. Thank you for listening. If this story sent shivers down your spine, don't forget to like and subscribe for more unsettling creepypastas. Your support keeps this channel alive. Until next time, stay vigilant and remember, curiosity can be quite the companion, and sometimes a curse. What a journey, right? This story, it really gets under your skin. The isolation, the constant threat of the unknown, the breakdown of everything we take for granted. It's chillingly effective. It leaves you hanging, doesn't it? Wondering what happens next, if there is a next for our survivor and Brent. If you're as invested as I am, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see what happens in part 2, maybe we'll dive back into this world if you show this video some love. So, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment letting me know if you want to hear more. Your engagement is what fuels this channel, and it's what might just push us to uncover what happens beyond that razor's edge in the Pinewood timberland. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there. You never know what's lurking in the shadows, even in silence.